It's my pleasure to introduce you to our guest speaker for today's session, Mr. Sudhir Mateti. Sir, may I have your permission to begin the session? Sir is currently the head of human resources at Sintel Telecom and NK Converged Technologies Pune. Sir has worked with reputed organizations like Reliance Infocom, Tata Group, Aditya Birla, and is a life coach and a visiting faculty to many B schools and engineering colleges. He has been passionate about training and development. His dream is to build employability skills in rural talents, thereby giving them a stage as business and business advancement. Sir is a part of different HR discussions and gatherings. Sir is the Vice President, Growth and Development for CHRD, a non-profit HR organization, and also the founder member of HR Connect Care. Now, I would request Sir to take this session further.
Trouble the network. Good morning, friends.
Good morning, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. It's very nice morning, and I can see wonderful students here. Great. The best part of it is all of you look very disciplined, very nice. I don't know, are you internally so disciplined or not, or it is only a momentary session that you look disciplined. But anyways, my talk for the day, or my objective for the day is to done? Okay. Is to the topic that the speaker told is campus to corporate, correct? Am I right? So what I understand is, do you really want to know about this, or you want to know about something else? I don't know whether the college has decided this topic, or you students really wanted to know something about this. You know, is this your area of worry? Getting into corporate, getting into a job and having a great placement and being successful in your career. Is this your area of worry? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you didn't have your breakfast, it seems. You didn't have your breakfast? You had?
Yes, sir.
Oh, the energy level seems to be a little low. Is that so? No. Okay. So, before I begin my talk, I just want to know, one by one, just say one word about what is your biggest area of concern. One word from each student. Just one word, and that should be loud enough for me to listen to it. Which is your topmost area of concern that is bothering you? Anything. Just one word, like career is one area, finance is second area, whatever, whichever area, relationship is third area, whichever, whatever. Just one word, quickly, begin from there. Which is your biggest area of concern in life? One word, quick. You don't have any concerns? Wow, that's a happy moment. Anybody who has, please share. Anyone who is ready, yes. Progress. Sorry, very vague. Which direction? Career. Great. Career is one word.
As of now, SIP.
SIP.
Summer internship, sir.
Summer internship.
Looking for the present moment itself.
That is your area of concern. Wow, great.
Placement.
Placement. That means career. Correct, no? Finally career, yes. Exam results. Wow, great. Same one. Okay, great. Please put it off. Yeah. Holistic growth. Wow, what's your good name? Nidhi Jaiswal. Very good.
So survival in the corporate world.
Survival in the corporate world. Great. Anybody else? Financial stability. Who said that? Great. Place of job.
Yes, sir.
Do you mean to say location?
Yes, sir.
Oh, location specific. Wow. Yes. So will Antarctica do? I have a wonderful job opportunity in Antarctica. Will that do? Yes or no? No. Why? Because it's too cold there. Oh, Antarctica is out of India. Wow. Yes, anything else? Anything else? No? That's it? Have we summed up? Anybody feeling sleepy early morning? No, I can see few students yawning. Okay, no problem. So what I understood from the audience so far is they want to learn about summer internship, correct? So let me answer one by one. All those people who are worried about summer internship, please keep my name and number safe. I will take care of that. Don't worry. That's my commitment. Okay? Okay. Second, all those people who want examination is a worry, results, it is too late for you to worry about results. You should worry earlier. There's no point in worrying now. Am I right? You have done your bit. So whatever outcome will come is based on your efforts and your presentation on papers, correct? Now what you can worry is further exams. And if you really worry, you work upon it. There are two W's. One is worry and the second W is work. People focus on the first rather than the latter. I always focus on work, I don't worry. Work will pay its own results, whatever. A, B, C, D grade, whatever grade, it's okay. But we need to work. Am I right? Correct. I can't keep on worrying without working. That's so foolish. All of you go to temples, mosques, gurudwara, wherever do you go? What is the season of going to gurudwaras? Exam time. Wow. No, you don't go to gurudwaras or temples during exam. You go every day. Wow, that's called discipline. Correct? So, let me tell you, most of the people who go to temples, I call them as beggars. You know why? Absolutely right. They go to God to beg for something. God, अच्छे marks दे देना. भगवान एग्जाम लिखा था या भगवान एग्जामिनर है? नहीं है. मार्क्स अच्छे कैसे आएंगे? मार्क्स वही आएंगे जैसे आपने पेपर लिखे हैं. Am I right? Then God अच्छा प्री प्लेसमेंट दे देना. Correct? Is God the HR manager of a company? No. But sir, God is spiritual one. No, He takes care of everything. Wow, great. He takes care of everything unless you take care of something. If you don't take care of anything, God will not take care of anything. For sure. It's impossible. Second, people go to God and say, God, 10 lakh per annum ka package de dena. Minimum 10 lakhs, God, because my accommodation cost is X, my survival cost is Y, probably X money spent on parties, fuel, some with peers, colleagues, and of course boyfriend. So sum total could be around 9 to 10 lakhs per annum. That should be sufficient for my survival in an expensive city like Pune, Mumbai, Bangalore, whatnot. So God, give me 10 lakhs per annum. I don't know, is God the HR head of a company or is God the CFO of a company? No. Did God tell you to have a boyfriend? Did God tell you to select an expensive accommodation? Did God tell you to go to parties? Did God tell you to spend on fuel? No. God didn't ask you to do all these things. And you're summing it up and expecting God to give you 10 lakhs per annum. Amazing concepts, correct? Isn't it amazing? We all expect from everybody, but we don't expect from one person, that is we, our own self. I wake up every day at 5:30 a.m. sharp, without alarm, since probably last 30-35 years. There's not a single day when I didn't wake up at 5:30 a.m. Even when I was under a surgery, I underwent life-threatening surgery, 4 surgeries in 2018. I'm here, thank God, to the paramedics and the doctors that I'm here today. But those days also, even under extreme medication and sedative, I was still up at 5:30. The doctor said, you need to sleep. I said, it's programmed now, I can't help it. Correct? So what is more important is, Do you know a little about programming? What do you know about programming? Anything that you know, random words, please share. Coding, very good. Input always gives output, wonderful. Any other words for programming? Perks, wow. Anything else? Commands, correct. What else? We have to declare prototypes, very good. Errors, wow. Language, wow, beauty. What else? See, a good programmer or a good developer should ideally be good at logical thinking. Do you agree? Is this statement right? How many of you agree? Raise your hand. All of them mostly, yeah, great. So what does logical thinking mean? When do I say that I am a logical thinker, or when do I say that Ms. Jaiswal is a logical thinker? When? What if we see is, we understand that he or she is a logical thinker? What? Yes? Oh, which is not common. Correct? How do we know that someone is using common sense? When he thinks in a rational way. Again, my question is, how do we know that someone thinks in a rational way? Because the way I think and the way he thinks could be different. That doesn't mean that he is rational or I am not rational. Am I right? How do we decide that someone is a rational thinker? Okay, fairly right. So there's a term called pre-mortem. Have you heard this term? No. Pre-mortem is visualizing our milestones ahead, what we want to achieve, and calculating backwards and preparing steps for reaching there. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Let's say someone wants to get into a wonderful summer internship program, that is his milestone. So he imagines 3 months later he should be in ABCD company for a pre-internship or internship program. So he thinks backward, what do I do in next 3 months to be there? And he builds his steps and starts working on that direction. You know, this is called pre-mortem. Imagine our milestone, calculate backwards and start building steps towards that milestone and goals. You know, all those people who can think of a possible outcome that they dream of and plug in steps, small step, baby steps to reach to that outcome are logical thinkers. You know, they are logical. Achha, their steps could be probably vague because they are imagining future and building on small step for that futuristic step. Am I right? Correct? What is an insurance plan all about? It's all about logical thinking that if you put in some money now, small ticks and bits, after 20 years you will get so much. Am I right? Correct? So this is called as logical thinking. Planning efficiently, scheduling, rostering, and walking on that plan with discipline is logical thinking. Ability to think forward and again ability to think backward to plug in these steps is logical thinking. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Or it's all bouncers? Are you getting? Yes, great. So all those people who are logical thinkers can be great programmers. And I believe we all, everyone here, probably everyone in the globe, should be great programmers because they need to program their own life. Am I right? Yes. Correct? We all need to program our own life, but the problem is we don't know when to focus on what. We all focus on the wrong things at a wrong time. For example, tomorrow you have a great examination and you should score great, amazing. You know that this is very important, highest priority, and you need to score well. But you spend 4 hours with your colleague or peers or your friend or whoever, and you leverage and wastage a lot of precious time. That time you were in a different emotional ball game and you focused on that versus the exam. So your prioritization missed. Am I right? Correct? All those people who are a little obese like me, they did not focus on their health, where they should have focused on their health. Correct? So what we understand is, we don't put priorities of life right on time. Someone is thinking of internship program, he should focus on that to achieve that goal some months before the internship at least. He cannot wake up last day and say, God, tomorrow I need to have a great internship in a great company, and hey God, help me, 1 kilo ka prasad, 2 kilo ka prasad, desi ghee ka prasad. Will that work? It's not going to work. Am I right? We all of us are programmed what wonderful thing called putting the blame on someone else. Very easy, so that we are clean. एग्जाम में मार्क्स अच्छे नहीं आए, टीचर ने अच्छे पेपर सेट नहीं किए थे, टीचर पे ब्लेम गया. एग्जाम में अच्छे मार्क्स नहीं आए, वो एचओडी से मेरा पंगा है ही है, उसको मैं पसंद ही नहीं हूँ, उसको कुछ ना कुछ तो गलती निकालना ही था. करेक्ट? एम आई राइट? For every rejection, we have the entire world to blame except me. You know, sometimes the mother yelled at me when I was going for an exam, so मम्मी ने मूड खराब किया इसलिए पेपर खराब किया. Sometimes a traffic cop caught you breaking a signal, उसके वजह से मेरा पेपर खराब किया. I get surprised. How can a traffic cop spoil your exam? Unimaginable. Am I right? A shoe bite spoils your exam. A toothache spoils your relationship. God knows how. Correct, no? So we all are programmed to put a blame on others. So we are now, if all of your coders or developers, your first job is to program your own life. So at least by now you know what is your age. Let me tell you data analytics I'm talking now. All of you know what is your right age? Yes or no? Is there anyone in this classroom who does not know his or her own age? Is there anyone like that? Dot age means you should know number of years, number of days, number of exam specific. Do you know that? Do you know when you were born, which means not year, day, date and time, but also time, specific time when you were born. Correct? Am I right? When you go for renewal of a passport or application of a passport, they ask all these details. Correct? When you go for a driving license, they ask all these details. Correct? So you have data points of your birth. Do you agree? So you should know at X age you will cross your 10th standard, at Y age you will cross your 11th standard, at Z age you will cross your B school, correct? All these things are programmed, no? Now, it's only an Excel sheet mathematical calculation, correct? Do you exactly? So you also know that when will be your first job, which year will be your first job. You also know which month you will go for the first job. Do you know that? Yes or no? Yes, no? It's programmed, it's simple, no? Correct? So can anyone tell which year and which month you will go for your first job? Just randomly tell one month and year. Sir, ये साल में ये महीने में मैं पहले नौकरी के लिए जाऊंगा. Bad. Next year. Specific year number. May 2023. Very good. I don't know whether that is right or wrong, but she specifically said some month and year. So that big clap for her. What's your good name? Srishti. Srishti ko वाकई में सृष्टि है. She can see that. Very good. Absolutely. Now for For Srishti, May 223, correct? Am I right? That is the time when she wants to get a first job. Today, what is the month and year? So how many months to go? 11 months to go. 13 months to go. Am I right? So what Srishti needs to do is, in these 13 months, she needs to plan. What she needs to plan, in 13 months, what do I do differently that I land up in a dream job? For that, one more important question is that what is a dream job according to her? If I ask this question to 4 lakh students, no, 4 बच्चों को भी इसका आंसर नहीं मालूम होगा. 90% of the student will say, sir, my dream job would be to get XYZ pay packet. Believe me, that's a very wrong answer. So what is a right job? How do we identify a right job? First. Second, some triggering questions that I'm parking on your mind now. First, what kind of job would you want to do? Ask yourself. Second, why do you want to do that kind of job? Third, why do you look for pay packets? Is that really necessary? Fourth, which are those companies where you will get those kind of jobs? and which ideally would be your organization where you would want to work as a first organization, your first job. Why that company? And then if you are zeroed down on an organization and zeroed down on a role and zeroed down on a job description, then who's who in that company? Correct? My son is in the first year of engineering today, and I'll drop him in Chennai on this month end, 25th. He's studying aerospace engineering, and the day he took admission in aerospace engineering, he said, "Dad, you have 4 years." I said, "You are doing engineering. I'm not doing engineering, my dear son." He said, "Dad, you have got 4 years." I said, "For what?" Said, "Aerospace engineering jobs in India are available only under DRDO, and there are only 40 organizations under DRDO. In these 4 years, you need to build your rapport with all those responsible key people there in DRDO." I said, "Thanks, buddy. Great son." He could see that, and he could build some milestone and tell me what I need to do. I felt like father, like son. Isn't it? So what you need to do is identify a key job role. Now when I ask this question, most of the people say that, "Sir, I want to do something in sales. Sir, I want to do something in HR. Sir, I want to do something in information technology. Sir, I want to do something in research. Sir, I want to do something in finance, biotechnology, production," all these keywords. Am I right? Have I answered some of your keywords? Correct? Sorry. Because I'm in HR, let me talk about HR. HR is a big ocean. What in HR do you want to do? It's not specific. You know why your prayers to gods are unanswered? Your prayers to gods are unanswered because most of the people go to God and ask for happiness. Bhagwan thoda khushi de de. And when they get a daughter, they are unhappy. Because God thought that khushi is daughter. When God gave them money, they are unhappy. Bhagwan, paisa pehle se bahut pada hai. Who will transcript this happiness ka definition to God? No, vague. So if you want to work in information technology, do you know there are 4 million jobs in information technology? Which job role are you looking for? So I don't know. Then please find out. What are you good at? What kind of job you want to do? Am I right? You are doing masters in which domain? Major audience in marketing? Marketing and finance, dual specialization.
Majority of classes in marketing and finance.
Okay. Okay. Some in HR, some in marketing, and some in finance. Okay. My most common question that I ask for students is, why did you select this domain? Why marketing, why finance, and why HR? And 90% of the students don't have answers for this. They only say that, "Sir, I love marketing. Sir, I love HR. Sir, I love finance." It's like your crush on a first girlfriend which breaks off. No logical sense. It's only that I like, I love. These are useless words. There has to be logical application of everything. If you took up marketing or sales, first understand the difference between marketing and sales. Identify what specific skill set, natural skill sets you have, what are the skill sets you need to develop to be a great professional, and what professional you want to become. Whether it is marketing, sales, finance, HR, it's a big ocean. What big, small role in that big ocean will you do? Like joining an automobile industry, are you from the body shop? Are you from the engineering section? Or are you from the infotainment section? Or are you from the upholstery section? Are you from the engine development section? Or are you from the suspension department? Or which department do you belong to? What do you specifically want to do in the automobile segment? Or you want to sell the automobile cars? You want to be in sales? What do you want to do? Am I right? Unless you are course specific, you're not going to get. So my first urge, request, suggestion to all those students who are here is, please have all your thought process crystal clear with detailed, minute, specific information. Don't have vague thoughts. Sir, I want to do summer internship in some good company. What is your definition of good company? What is some good company? No. It cannot be like that. What you want to become? Sir, I want to become a very good human being. Wonderful answer. But the definition of a good human being is 130 crores as per India. Different definition, different people. Correct, no? So what is your definition of a good person? We don't know. So unless you are course specific about everything, you are not going to achieve that. If Google Map gave me a vague idea of this institute, I would never have reached here. It had to give me specific information about when to take a right, when to take a left, when to take a U-turn. Am I right? Even after reaching the right gate, I was again sent to the wrong gate. Then I again came to the right gate, which means what? One wrong direction can again take you somewhere else. That is the reason why in India most of the engineers who graduate from engineering department finally land up with a sales job. And they start making some money in their life and they finally get contented that, sir, I am happy at the end. I am at least making some money for my life. Is that the objective? No. The laborer who is working down in the construction site at your college, he is also making money. Am I right? Some money. You may feel, sir, that much money is not enough. No. Any money is enough. In corporate world, there are two P's that we follow. Alphabet P. P for Peter. And it means perform or perish. The world outside is not as cool as this auditorium is. The world outside is very hot. Am I right? Correct? Hot means pressure. There is a lot of pressure. Do you know how is rice cooked? Water and steam. In which vessel? Pressure cooker. So it is not the gas or the rice or the water that boils the rice. It's the pressure. So pressure is healthy, but provided you have the right direction and the nozzle to ooze the pressure out and the right timing to take the pressure out. Correct? Most of us miss on this. What happens if the pressure cooker ka upar ka whistle does not work? What will happen? It will blast. Am I right? It is disastrous. Correct? Am I right? What happens if it does not hold the pressure only? Directly just the fume goes off. What will happen? The rice won't cook. Which means there is pressure, but there is a specific timing of the pressure to be released. There is a specific sequence. Am I right? So same is our life. So now, does any student clearly know what he wants to become, what professional he wants to become? Can anyone park your thought? Great.
So I want to work in FMCG sector, particularly either with Britannia.
Okay, very good.
Either with Britannia or it can be Amul in B2B.
Doing what?
So pure sales.
Pure sales.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Jaiswal, what's your first name?
Sir, Nidhi Jaiswal.
Nidhi.
Yeah.
Very good. So Nidhi has a clear goal and vision that she wants to work in a sales department in FMCG company, and her dream company is Britannia. Am I right? Beautiful. Probably the first student in last 10 years that I have seen that who has such specific clarity about her goals. Is there anyone else who has such clarity? Yes.
Sir, I want to do a business development executive in Mount Meru Group.
What is that?
Sir, FMCG sector, it's having several sectors like petroleum sector, FMCG sector, FMCD also.
So you want to go in FMCG only again?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The same goal that Nidhi has?
Yes, sir, but it's international company,
okay.
MNCG.
It's okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. What's your good name?
Sir, Pradeep Roy.
Pradeep Roy. Great. So Pradeep also wants to work in an FMCG company in sales, but his aim is a little different, that he wants to do in a multinational organization. He doesn't want to do in a national organization. He wants to do in a multinational organization. Great. Very good. Wonderful. Anybody else? Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My name is Mohit. So I want to work in shipping and logistics sector as a freight forwarder, and my dream companies are Maersk, CMS CGM, and MSC. And I want to work in a sales to sell my products.
Very good. Sales in logistic companies. Wonderful. Clearing and forwarding logistic organizations. Correct, no? Very good, Mohit. Wonderful. So please have your seat. So I have got 3 good samples of goal clarity. Wonderful. Beautiful. I hope that after this session in coming 1 month, everybody has such clarity. Okay? Now, this clarity should not come by whims and fancies or random jargons or wonderful things around. You have seen one successful family member who has done great in FMCG, so I also want to join FMCG. Please don't build your dreams on someone else's success stories. No. Build your dreams on your interest element, build your dream on your competencies available, build your dream on your skill set. There are 2 types of skill set every human in this room has. One is a natural skill set and second is a developed skill set through schools, business schools, knowledge and everything. So a human is a combination of 2 skill sets, natural skill sets and developed skill sets. So a summation of these skill sets A and B would tell you which role this skill set would be most optimally utilized. So if you identify that role, then you can pin up, you will get 4 or 5 roles and then narrow it down to your taste. How do you narrow it down? Speak to those people who work in those segments, sectors. Share, understand what are their life experiences. And whichever life experience that touches your heart more, probably that is your touching point. If you zero down on your role, goals and destination and organizations, type of organizations, 50% of your job is done. Now, remaining 50% of your job is how to work towards that goal. Am I right? So, all those people who have such specific goals should have great connect in that industry. And now, great connect not to get a job. All those people who call me and say, sir, fix me a job. I am not interested to speak to them. You know why? I don't fix jobs. I am not a job consultant. Am I right? My job is to fix life, fix careers. How do I fix careers? Only when you are competent enough for knowledge, only when you are thorough that you can clear any kind of interviews, then you are fit for a job. So most people who get back to me with a request of a wonderful job, sir, I am jobless, sir, I am out of my job, sir, can you fix me a job? I said, I will evaluate you. And after evaluation, I tell them it will take 2 years for me to fix a great job for you. They said, sir, 2 years? My God. He said, sir, why 2 years? I said, because your knowledge is not optimum as required for the job role. I will coach you, teach you, mentor you, build your platform, knowledge platform, and then probably you'll get a job. So, but how will I survive for 2 years? You wasted 2 years earlier, so that you have to invest 2 years now. Am I right? So, for most of the students who are present here, please don't waste your precious time. Whatever all other things are secondary. Primary objective is to acquire more knowledge. Make optimum utilization of every minute that you have. Every minute. My every minute of the day is planned for at least 1 month. Any ad hoc request that comes to me, I reschedule things and check whether it is possible or not. And if the stakeholders accept, okay, this meeting postponed to that, then only I can say yes, otherwise I cannot say yes. It's impossible. Today is 2022. I retire in 2028 September. 19th of September 2028 I will retire. And I know what will be the last CTC that I will get. What is the PF that I will get? What is the gratuity that I will get? What is the retirement that I will get? And what will I do with that money? And each phase of life, whatever money comes to me, what will I do? My retirement, post-retirement financial planning till 2028 September is planned. You know when? It is planned since 2001. 2001 to 2028 Excel sheet is prepared in 2001. So today at what CTC I would be was planned in 2001. And the variance of what I planned versus actuals is 4%. I couldn't plan which organization I would be, but for sure I planned which domain I will grow, which is my knowledge area, what is my quest for knowledge, what specialization I should be, everything that is under my control. So assumptive salaries that I should draw till my retirement and whatever money I would generate and what to do with that money, everything is planned. Whenever a banker comes to me to sell a SIP or a mutual fund or probably a commodity, he goes back because he has no role to play, it's already planned. Whenever an insurance advisor comes to me, he takes advice from me and goes back because there's nothing more to do. Everything is done. And I'm not saying that I'm great. I'm only saying that I had a skill set of pre-morting, planning it in advance and putting it in place. There are a lot of friends who tell me, sir, पैसा ही नहीं है तो क्या plan करूं? Am I right? प्लान करने के लिए पैसा नहीं, दिमाग लगता है. प्लान करने के लिए पैसा नहीं लगता है, दिमाग लगता है. आपका करियर डिसाइड करने के लिए पैसा लगता है? Does it require money to plan your career? No. It requires your thoughtful time, your peaceful time, your research on the subject to decide what you want to do. How much research do we do before going to a movie? Correct? What are the reviews? Which theater it is available? What is the cost of a theater? Which show if I go I'll save some money? How many friends are going? Cumulative ticket, how much it would cost? How many will pair with each other to save on transportation? What food will we eat? Should we eat outside or in the theater? If we eat inside the theater, the costing will go high. We do a lot of research for going for a movie. It's a simple activity but do a hell of a research. I'll ask any young boy to buy a bike. I will sponsor a bike. Go and buy a bike, whatever bike you want to do. He will at least take 1 month to identify a bike that he wants to buy. He will do a lot of research on power, speed, engine, transmission, whatnot. Am I right? So we have a habit of researching. We do it, but we do it on all random things, but not the main goals of our life. You ask a housewife, you ask your mother, she will do a PhD on buying vegetables. Correct? She will bargain with the vendor and in the evening when she comes and she is extremely proud कि 10 रुपया कम करके लेके आया. Very proud that I bought a vegetable 10 rupees lesser than the market price. Wow, great, good, wonderful. But are we investing the same amount of energy and researching skills on the key elements of our life? The answer is no. Why no? Because we are a log of wood which is in the ocean and the log of wood will go wherever the high tide takes. I don't have a planned roadmap. It will not happen. So my food for thought for all students here is please be serious about what you are serious about. You need to decide what you are serious about. Am I right? When I say serious does not mean you have to be grumpy or 24/7. No. Being serious means having every step clear, having every milestone clear and every, planned activity, how do I reach there? Please have a Google map for all your goals. And you have to prepare your own Google map for all your goals. I am sure that 3 years from now, 3.5 years from now, today we are in 2022, am I right? I am very sure that after 3 years, after 3 years, which year it would be? 2025. In 2025 and 2026, my son will complete his engineering. I am also very sure after engineering, which are the top 3 colleges where he should do masters. I am sure where they are, which country they are. I am also sure what is the fees of master today and after 3 years, what would be the fees of considering inflation in academics. You know what is the inflation rate in academics? It is 19% per annum. So after 3 years, it is 19 into 3 plus compounding 10% addition. That will be the inflation. So that will be the cost of doing masters after 3.5 years. Correct? And masters will be for 2 years. So again 2 years for that, including that inflation. Okay? So minute precision work is required to meet our objectives and goals. Am I right? So are we that specific? No. Where are we so specific about? We are extremely specific about food. सर खाने में मिर्ची बिल्कुल नहीं चलता है मेरे को. सर मेरे को ऑमलेट ऐसे ही चाहिए. I need cheese omelette. I need with bread. I need with this, so much toasted. Indians are extremely fond of food. And we live for food. And it's amazing. We are extremely specific. You go to any pani puri thele wala and ask, you will give thousands of instructions. Correct? I like being specific is my forte, and I love when people are specific. Extremely good. But the problem is, we are specific on non-relevant subjects. We are not specific on relevant subjects. If you are specific on everything, I salute you. So if you want to travel from campus to corporate, please, I was telling madam that the B school should lay off their responsibility of campus placement. It should not be their KRA. It is not their responsibility. It is your responsibility to build your careers, not their. They will give you knowledge platform. Each faculty, each HODs give you a huge knowledge platform. But the problem is, we learn very limited from them. Extremely limited from them. You know why? Because we learn the curriculum. What is curriculum is what written in the books. Have you ever wondered that whatever is written in the books has gone through after a huge research, and whatever your faculty or HOD is teaching you is just mere the icing to the cake? If you go deeper into it, there's a PhD, a whole world of knowledge inside it. When I teach recruitment to my students, I require 1.5 years to teach only recruitment. All those people who are in HR specialization, they will understand that recruitment chapter only takes 4 hours. It took 25 years for me to realize that I am still learning in recruitment. There's still a world of ocean to be learned. I have taken lakhs and lakhs of interviews, lakhs and lakhs of procedures, gone through everything, grinded through everything in huge numbers, but still I feel that there's a pinnacle of knowledge yet awaited for me to learn. So what does it mean? The more deeper you go, the ocean is still deeper. Am I right? But are we in the quest of knowledge? No. An average student's daily life, what I see, correct me if I'm right or wrong. They get up in the morning, after the morning ritual, they go to college, attend their lectures. They spend most of the time in lectures, 90% of the time sleeping, 90% time on the phone, 90% time on the gadgets, worrying about friends, evening gathering, parties, food, lunch break. The day gets over and they're tired. The only they are worried about giving their assignments on time so that they have an Excel checklist. Okay, project time पे दे दिया, exam में marks average आ गए, ठीक है, done, और एक click checklist, but done, great. Worried about scores, GPA, CGPA scores, bus. Average CGPA scores 8.58, great sir, wonderful, great. Do you think these credentials will get you a great job? I don't think so. Because when you graduate this campus, at the same moment, there are millions of students across the globe who will graduate. Millions of students. It takes only 11 players to make it to the Indian cricket team final from a 130 crore population. Am I right? So, those 11 people have cutting edge over all these people. Am I right? So, all those people who have that cutting edge are the ones who deep dived into their subject and created a competence which is far above the average audience. Now, what are we doing for that? What are we doing is staying late night awake watching some movies, chatting on WhatsApp. You know, this infotainment, this technology is a boon, but I feel it's a bane. The screen time today of the younger generation, millennials, are very high. And what is the productivity of this screen time? Is very poor. So, what I understand is you are extremely serious about infotainment. You are extremely serious about current affairs. You are extremely serious about these things. I am happy. That's nothing wrong in that. But then have your career in those goals. Similarly aligned. There's nothing wrong in that. Correct? So, I remember APJ Kalam's statement which says that a dream is not something that you see when you are fast asleep. A dream is something that should not allow you to sleep. Correct? If it does not allow you to sleep, then that's a dream. And then you will reach there. The problem is we are serious only once in a blue moon. And what is that once in a blue moon? When the exams are nearing, or when there is an event when someone is going to ask your credentials. You know, either it's a marriage proposal when someone will ask kitna score, kya kar raha hai, kya nahi kar raha hai. That time I need to show something. And when it is 95.6, I will say 96%. I will not say 95.6 because 95 and 96 there's a difference. And I always want to show better of what I have. Did any student who scored 95.6% ever tell someone that my score is 95%? No. He always told that my score is 96%. Am I right? Why? Because he wants to show a colorful picture of himself. But why didn't he work enough to score that 0.4% more? If he felt so pride in getting 96%? Why did he miss out on that 0.4%? All of you follow cricket. Do you know about cricket? Yes? Okay. If a batsman is out on 99, has he made a century? Are you sure about it? Then if Ravindra Jadeja or probably Virat Kohli says that 99 के स्कोर पे मैं 10 बार आउट हुआ तो I will calculate that 10 times in my century numbers. Is that okay? अगर मैंने 20 सेंचुरी मारी है और 99 पे 10 बार आउट हुआ है तो मैं बोलूंगा दुनिया को मैंने 30 बार सेंचुरी मारी है. Is that right? That's criminal, no? That's misinterpretation of data. For me, from an HR angle, that's integrity issue. Am I right? Correct? But all of us do that. Your parents also proudly say to your neighbors, मेरी बेटी को है ना 96% मिला है. वो 95.6 है लेकिन it is equal to 96. Can 95.6 equal to 96? आप एक्सेल में डालो वो टाइपो एरर बताएगा. Because it is wrong, false. Excel will also loudly say false. Correct, no? Am I right? If your waist size is 32, I buy a trouser of 36. Is that okay? Why? So 32 means 32. 42 means 42. Correct? So which means A is equal to A is equal to B is never the story. But in all our life we say A is equal to B. अगर डॉटर का मैरिज प्रपोजल लेके जाना है और द prospective groom is tall and my daughter is short in height, if she is 5.2 inches, I will say 5.5 फुट की तो है मेरी daughter. Because 5.2 is equal to 5.5 foot. क्यों? Because my objective is to materialize this alliance. Correct, no? So what I am doing here is I am creating a wrong picture. So does one size fit all? I'll take a universal shoe size 9 number and give it to all of you. Will that work? No. When one size doesn't fit all, how does one curriculum fit all the students? It doesn't. Correct? So how will it differ? What difference can the institute make? The institute can make no difference. The one who is responsible to make a difference is you. You need to understand what out of this curriculum is my forte, what out of this curriculum is my interest area, what I should deep dive. Did any student research on the subject next day morning and before the lecture half an hour took an appointment from the HOD and said that the faculty explained these things, I deep dive into it, this is my finding. How do we correlate what I found and versus what the faculty taught? There's a little gap. Can someone explain me this? If I get such a student, if there is anyone like that, follow me, I'll make your life, I guarantee. I write on a stamp paper and tell you that I'll make your life. But if you have this research mindset, then only. The only qualification required to be successful in life is that research mindset and a go-getting attitude to deep dive into the subject of competence area and build your competence to the level that you want to showcase that you're far beyond the average. When people tell that I'm abnormal, I feel very happy, you know, because I understand abnormal is above normal. It's not below normal. My understanding is different. So I want you to deep dive into the subject. Understand who you are. Every human in this classroom is different. Every human has some unique specialization inside him or her. Someone can talk well, someone can present well, someone can think well, someone can write well, someone can paint well, someone can run well. Everybody is unique. Everyone has a unique USP by birth, not now. And if you don't know your own speciality, you're not going to sell yourself. Believe me, in my 25 years of my career so far, it's 25 years in the industry, I have never searched for a job, except my first job. I got my first job with great difficulty, but after that, I did not ever search a job because whichever job I switched, my bosses took me along with them. They told that I cannot perform without Mr. Mateti, I want him with me. Wherever my bosses went, I went with them. I never looked at a job. I never asked for the last job. The current job where I am, it is 13 years in Sintel. And when I joined Sintel, they asked me, sir, what remuneration would you expect from us? You know? I said, nothing, zero. The recruitment head told, sir, are you serious? I said, I'm very serious. Sir, is it okay if I give you zero? No remuneration. I said, yes. He thought that I'm abnormal. Then he said, sir, what if I give you no hike? I give you the same package that you are drawing in the last organization. I said, it's up to you. I have never asked you any penny. I just asked you what is my role. And I loved this role, so I am willing to join. It's okay. And I'm referred by so and so, so I didn't apply for a job. I came here because someone bought me here. Am I right? And this role is fascinating. I would want to contribute here. Some money? I said, you decide. And believe me, you know, I received not a wow remuneration. But after 2-3 years, when they realized what I was, then everything suddenly went on track. Your price tag does not define what professional you are. It's vice versa. If you are a great professional, a price tag will automatically be decided. A great product fetches a great price. Not vice versa. A great price is equal to a great product. No. So how do we make ourselves a great product? I had the human resource. What is human resource? Understand these two words. Human is also a resource. And this resource should also be developed to generate some value proposition to the society, to the community, to the family, and also to the organization where you work. Every minute that you spend with anybody or everybody, you should create some value. You should add some value. How will you add some value? When you first add value in your own self. Then only you will add value. So please understand, go deep dive into the subjects. Learn more and more about those subjects. Connect with industry specialists, make friends with senior people in the industry, not to get an easy job, not to get a shortcut for a job, but to acquire more knowledge. Every evening time that you have, rather than loitering here and there and killing time on the screen, please invest time on lot of YouTube videos, educational knowledge information, knowledge contents. Fortunately, I was telling madam, during our era there was no information available. We used to struggle hard to get some piece of information. Yes.
Sir, I'm not asking this to contradict you, but you said from the day of joining in the day of your retirement, you planned what would be your everything.
Yes.
Like insurance, everything, etc.
Correct.
I'm not saying we should go for the package itself, but if suppose you would have taken that job and at zero remuneration, then your entire planning would have been
No, I'll tell you why.
Suppose it was contradicting.
No,
so.
it's not contradicting. I'll tell you why. For my survival, what is required is planned. Whether I get that or not is a separate story. Am I right? Secondly, I always believe that if you are a quality product, sooner or later they'll understand your value and things will fall in place. I don't demand a price. I believe the opponent need to value you. Correct? I always believe that if you do well, you will buy as a byproduct receive what you want.
Yes, sir. Talking about that only, that sooner or later, that was
Yes.
the only thing. No?
Absolutely, sooner or later. I may not have got the same package the time I decided, but 2 years later it fell in place. If you look at an average performance, एक cricketer का average performance आप 2 मैच से थोड़ी तय करते हो. उसके 10 साल के करियर में क्या क्या वो देखते हो ना. It's over a longer period of time. You take any insurance product, what is the lock-in period? Minimum 5 years. Correct, no? Minimum 5 years. So the holistic view generally, whether it is finance, whether it is career, whether it is job, it is never for 1 or 2 years. It is about 5 to 10 years. Even if you take a home loan, the prepayment cycle is 20 years. Am I right? Correct. Even if a child development, child का education complete होने को 25 साल लगता है, बच्चे का career बनाने के लिए 25 साल, it's a 25 years planning. Am I right? अच्छा 25 years में 2 साल नीचे गया, 2 साल ऊपर गया, 4 साल average होगा, it will average out. Am I right? I hope I have answered your question. Great. Thank you for asking this question. Good. So what I am trying to say is, please capitalize on the most important resource that you have, that is time. I am not saying don't have fun, but I am passionate about training. So while I am learning and training, I am also having fun while I am doing that. Today while I am here, I am enjoying this moment. This is fun for me. Rather than sitting and boozing with my friends, this is my most happiest fun. I don't have fun doing that. I have fun doing training students. So if my fun element is, and my passion element and my career element all fall in line, what wonderful it is, isn't it? Correct? So imagine if your goals are aligned to your passion, and if your passion is aligned to your fun element, so you do one activity and you get 3-4 results. But if everything is different, then you have to invest 3x of time. I always commonly say that Lata Mangeshkar, Virat Kohli, Abraham Lincoln, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, all these people had same 24 hours in a day that we have. They didn't have 48 hours a day. They also had 24 hours a day. Why did they cross that journey so fast, such big journey so fast? It's because all their goals were aligned together. They were passionate about what they wanted to do. Their passion and their profession was same. Their passion was different and profession was different. Never happened like that. Thirdly, they had fun doing what they did. Their fun element is in their passion, and their passion is equal to their profession. So everything together is one ball game. That is the secret of success. If your fun element is different, and your passion is different, and your profession is different, three globes that you will have to divide your time. My passion is same, my profession is same, and my fun is same. That's the reason I go 3x the speed. People say, sir, you have 25 years of experience. I say I have 75 years of exposure. 75 years. How come, sir, you're not that old? I said I worked 3x the time in 25 years. And I don't count on experience. A driver who drives for 25 years may again not be technologically, have the flair of modern equipments. Correct? Am I right? So it is not the number of years that decide whether you're good at it or not. It is your learning capability in those years will decide whether you're good at that or not. And who will decide? I will not decide whether I'm good at something or not. It is the audience who will decide whether I'm good at something or not. Whether it is the audience sitting here, whether the audience in the organization, whether the employees whom I serve, whether the directors whom I serve, or all the other stakeholders around me. My wife in my personal life will decide how good as a husband I was, not I will decide how good as a husband I am. It's contrary. But if you look in relationship, most of us tell that maine ye kiya, we count what all we did. We represent our scorecard in every job that we do, whether it is a relationship, whether it is a whatever it is. We have our scorecard ready and we boast about what we have done. This is not a scorecard. It is someone else who should tell our scorecard. We should not. Am I right? If my wife counts what I did, I succeeded as a husband. If I count what I did, I failed as a husband. If my employees count what I did, I succeed as an HR head. If I count what I did, I fail as an HR head. If I go outside and say I gave a wonderful session today at IIEBM, I fail. If these students go outside and tell that I learned something important, I succeed. So I never go and ask them, I did this for you. No. I wait for them to share that feedback. And if that feedback is positive, great. If that I get no news, that means I did a pathetic job. And then I need to understand what went wrong and I need to correct that. Am I right? You're fortunate enough after every exam you get a report card. I never got any report cards in my life. And wherever I got, I did pathetic. So isn't that so wonderful? But the problem is, we all do little and we think that we get huge appreciations. We all are hungry about something. We all are hungry about appreciations. We all are hungry about money. We all are hungry about success ladders. We all want to go high up. If everybody wants to go up, if everybody is on the top ladder, then will you feel happy about it? If 130 crore population that plays cricket, if everybody makes a team, then what will the others do? The first rank will lose its value. Am I right? My son scored 96% in 10th standard, okay? And he was 33rd in his school. So that means there were 32 people between, 96 to 100%. So my son was very upset. Dad, I got 96%, but I'm 33rd in school. I remember I had gone to Kashmir with my family and we received his result when we were touring Kashmir. And in that chilled weather, my son was in tears. Okay? And I was laughing and smiling at my glory. My wife got wild. That son is in tears and you're laughing and smiling to glory. Contrary emotions, correct? She was wild. And he came and gave me an elbow and said that, कुछ समझ आता है आपको? I was like, क्या? बच्चा परेशान हो रहा, खुश हो रहे हो? बोला हाँ. तो ऐसा क्यों? मतलब ये उसको पूछने दो ना मुझे. Let him ask me why I'm laughing. So he finally came with a quiet face and said, Dad, why are you happy about it? I had two good reasons. 1 and 2. Which one would you want to listen first? The first or the second? He said the first. I said, I'm happy that you have tears in your eyes, which means you're sensitive about your score, which means that the next score will surely be better. Correct, no? I have never put pressure on you to score well. You felt bad, which means you want to score well. That displays a desire to score well, and I'm happy that my son has woken up today. Great. Welcome to the world of performance. Then he said, Papa, second? I said, for the one who scored 100% in your school, 99.9 something, who was the first in his school, I said, he has no ladder to climb. Correct? You have 32 ladders to climb. Correct, no? So anybody who has ladders to climb will always climb upwards. Anybody who is at the pinnacle has no ladders to climb. He has only one way, either to stay there or come down. He cannot go up. So you have 32 opportunities to go up. Be happy, my dear son. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So remember that you need to reach the pinnacle, you need to take these 33 steps in life. And you need to be serious about it every minute. Every minute. I loved my mother the most. There is no session in which I don't mention my mother. I lost her in 2018, but she is with me every minute. And after every activity that I do, before and every activity that I do, I look up to God, up to the sky and say that, Mom, I hope this will be bright to you and you will smile up there. And that is the filter that keeps me on track going. Yesterday, a newfound daughter means my student who is now my daughter, so I have thousands of daughters like that. Okay, yesterday's newfound daughter, she told me, you understand Marathi? Somewhat. I'll try. If you don't understand, raise your hand, I'll translate it into English because the essence of the dialogue is in Marathi. Okay? She told me, Baba, तुम्ही या वयात एवढे energetic कसा? So it means, Dad, at this age, how are you so energetic? I told, कारण माझा ध्येय clear है. My goals are very clear and I want to do that. I cannot sleep. I slept late and I got up early. I don't keep alarms in my life. My phone does not have an alarm and I don't look at alarms. I don't look at the watch also because it's all programmed. I know this session should run for 1 hour 45 minutes. It's programmed. I don't wear a watch. I don't see a watch. I don't have cell phones with me while I'm attending some sessions. But by default, it will stop there. And none of my contents are pre-programmed. It's all impromptu. But still, it will land in the perfect time. You can witness that today. How wonderful machine God has created in us. You see, the day you want to go for an early morning, whether it is a picnic or whether it is a date or whether it is a temple, whatever is your interest element, you wake up far before the alarm. And most of the time you need an alarm, and that too you put it on snooze and again sleep and again snooze, again sleep, again get up, God not. I really don't know what. I hate those people who use the snooze button. Principally, I hate those people who keep an alarm. You know why? Because they need some push to wake up. मराठीमध्ये बोलला तर असं बोलतो जागा व्हा, जागे व्हा, काही करायचं आहे आपल्याला, आयुष्यात करायचं आहे. मराठीमध्ये म्हण आहे, मीच माझा जीवनाचा शिल्पकार आहे. I am the sculptor of my own life. I will sculpt my own life. Let's not put it on faculty, let's not put it on HOD, let's not put it on the B school, let's not put it on my parents, let's not put it on the education system of India, let's not put it on the global pandemic situation, let's not put it on the global business market, let's not put it on thousands of reasons. There are two R's which I commonly say. One R stands for results, the second R stands for reasons. You choose which R you want. I always choose results. I don't see reasons. All those people who have reasons will always have reasons. Am I right? Last example that I want to quote here before I open the dais for question answer session is, in 2018 I mentioned that I underwent 4 surgeries and it was a life-threatening surgeries. When I was about to be taken to the OT room for the 4th surgery, most of my family members lost hope that they would see me again. It was a very dire situation. I was almost like a skeleton, drained, because almost for 40 days I had not taken a drop of water, and it was very difficult for survival. The 4th surgery, as per doctors, were very risky because my body did not have the energy to take the blade. You know? And before I was taken to the OT room, I called my wife and told, these are the insurance paper, these are the property paper, these are the assets, this is where it is, you take care of this. I will tell you the Excel file in my laptop, this is the password, and if I don't come back, this should take care of everything, don't worry. The moment I said this, she started crying loudly, and she thought that it's gone now, it's the end of the journey now. And she lost hopes. Okay? I knew that because I was on the bed, I could see the square tiles, ceiling tiles. I knew 12 tiles straight, I will be out of the ICU. 10 tiles to the left, I should be on the corridor to the OT room. 4 tiles up, ceiling tiles, I should be in the first door of the OT room. 6 tiles later, I will be in the main OT room. इतना काउंटिंग कर लिया था कि उसके पहले 3 सर्जरी उधर से ट्रैवल किया था. So lying on the bed, I can see only the ceiling tiles. Correct, no? Am I right? So imagine. At that condition also I had that precision to understand how many turns, twists I will reach to the OT room. I'll explain this last scene, very important turning phase of my life. I take this opportunity to share this for the first time in my life here. When I went to the OT room, I was almost on the verge of losing my breath. I looked to the left, there was a stand, stainless steel stand on which there were a lot of scissors, knives, all equipment, medical equipments, all shining, glittering steel with lot of lights in the OT room, you know. And the nurse was, taking it out from the steaming water, and putting it on the stand. And it was very scary. Correct, no? Am I right? So to divert my attention from here, I turned my neck this side. I saw the same scene there. This side also the nurse was doing the same. I further got, scared. Goosebumps. The head nurse came, a healthy, fat head nurse came. She came to me and asked, Mr. Mateti, shook me, Mr. Mateti. I was almost in a semi-conscious state because low energy. They were about to give me anesthesia. The anesthetist was supposed to come and give me anesthesia so that I fall asleep and they perform the fourth surgery. She came to me and said, Mr. Mateti, are you awake? I said, yes, in a very meek, weak voice. Yes, madam, tell me. She said, I am Mrs. Fadnavis. I said, yes, madam, I know. Tell me. Are you allergic to something? She asked me. Are you allergic to something? I said, yes. She said, what? I said, I'm allergic to knives. Don't cut my stomach. She laughed roaringly. And I told, madam, यहाँ भी काटने वाले औजार है, यहाँ भी काटने वाले औजार है, मुझे कटना नहीं है. She laughed and she realized that I was having a PJ at that moment as well. And that gave a message to her that I choose to live. I don't wish to die. Then the doctor came and said that, doctor means the anesthetist, the one who wanted to give me anesthesia. He said that, I'll give you an anesthesia on a spinal cord. Okay. In a very meek voice, I said, please don't touch my spine. He said, why? Because I want to stand tall and spine is the most important bone. Then he said, then how do I give? I said, give me an oral anesthesia. He said, it will take more time. I said, I have lot of time. He said, the doctor said, you have no time. I said, I feel I have lot of time, you decide. He gave me an oral anesthesia and I survived. Thanks to the paramedics, thanks to the doctors, thanks to the surgeon who operated me. From nowhere he saved my life. But what is more important is the attitude we display at the toughest moments of our life. And I seriously tell you, my dear students, this is the first time I shared with someone what happened in the OT room before I underwent the last knife. I love swimming, but after that surgery I have never gone for swimming. You know why? Because in the swimming pool, when I remove my t-shirt, there's an England ka flag, there's many stitches on my stomach. And I hate to show those scars to anyone. So I don't go for swimming. So my wife complained to the surgeon one of the visits after the surgery when I was well, that, my husband these days doesn't go for swimming. Doctor, please tell him he needs to be fit, he's growing obese and that's not good for his health. So doctor looked at me and said that, Mr. Mateti, why are you not going for swimming these days? I said, doctor, I feel ashamed of so many scars on my body, the blade cuts, the stitches marks. I don't like those scars. Doctor said, remember, Mr. Mateti, those scars are like medals. Those dirty scars have given you life. So please start loving those scars. You should love those scars. The next day onwards, I started swimming. And I am now on my swimming regime. Soon, in some time, I will be back to my fitness. So remember, in this journey, we are going to stumble down. We are going to get hurt. We are going to have those relationships will ditch us. We are going to have those exams where we will fail. We are going to fall down. It's okay. No matter. I hate the word fail. I like the word fall. Because fail is a label that we give to each other. Fall is something which enables us with one more opportunity to rise. So let's fall down. It's okay to fall down. Let's rise up again. But remember, be conscious about your time that you have in hand. I understood the value of time only when I underwent 4 surgeries. Till then, I was also not very serious about time. I told madam I'll reach here by 9. I reached here by 9:02. That 2 minutes was lost because I went to that gate again and came here, otherwise I dot on time. In last 25 years, I have never missed a single moment. I have always been on time. Extremely punctual. Extremely punctual. Because I value your time. If I value your time, you'll value my time. Am I right? My report card, my wife will give a report card. If I stand for her when she needs me, she will value that. If I stand for her when I am available, it doesn't make sense. Correct, no? If I stand for you when you need me, you will value me. If I stand for you whenever I have time, it doesn't make sense. If I give you money when you don't need money, it's of no use. If I give you a shoulder when you don't need a shoulder, I have given. That's why I said report card. मैंने ये किया, ये किया, ये किया. आपने सब किया, लेकिन कब किया? जब चाहिए नहीं था. जब चाहिए था तब वो दोस्त याद है. जब चाहिए था तब वो खड़ा था. वो friend याद है. Why are our close friends dear to her? Because they are the ones who stood by us when we are not well, when we are down, when we are deprived of some emotion, when we are extremely low. Those difficult moments when people who are there, they are of paramount importance to us, irrespective of what they are, whether they are a sweeper, whether they are a beggar, whoever they are. Their social status, their money, their qualification, their degree doesn't matter. What matters to us is that their willingness to stand by us when we need them. So remember one important, someone said that, sir, I want to work in a particular location, not in Antarctica. I want to work in India. Sorry. I want to work on a particular role, wherever it is. I don't have conditions apply. If I have conditions apply, I make my road more difficult. हमारे ज़माने में कहावत थी, जो लड़के लड़कियां देखने का प्रथा अरेंज मैरिज में, जिसने 4 से ज़्यादा लड़की देख ली ना, उसका शादी नहीं होगा कभी. कभी नहीं होगा शादी. Because he will get confused what to decide, how to decide. Too many options is a bad choice. You can't make a choice. So remember, have a goal that I want to work. When I was in my previous organization was Aditya Birla Retail before Sintel. When I was working there, there was an opportunity in Calcutta. The Calcutta business was not doing well, and someone from the head office told that we are looking for some senior HR person to move to Calcutta. Anybody from the existing team is open to move to Calcutta? The pan-India HR zonal head said no. You know, from Punjab, from Mumbai, from everybody said no. I was the only one who told my president that, sir, I am willing to go to Calcutta. And most of my friends came and said, Mr. Mateti, are you mad? From Pune, you're going to Calcutta. Calcutta is a backward city and Pune is a forward city. From Pune, you need to think to go to Mumbai or Bangalore or New York or USA forward, not backward. Are you mad? Kolkata is a dirty city. People eat pan and spit everywhere. This is what people told me. I don't know. All those people who told like that, I asked them, are you from Kolkata? For sure you are not, because you will not have spoken like that. Correct? So if you have not been there, how can you talk about Calcutta like that? Secondly, I am not going to Calcutta. I am going to Aditya Birla group of companies taking a responsibility, and I need to fulfill that responsibility. No, the Calcutta business is in dire shape. And it's a very tough situation. It's not easy for the West, people from the West to go and something great in the East. Cultural diversity, challenges are different. The labor class is different, everything is different. The market conditions are different. I said I will pass or I will fail, that is a later aspect. But I need to attempt at least, no? If I don't go there, I choose to fail before I made an attempt. I don't choose to fail. I took up that assignment. I went to Calcutta. In less than 12 months, I succeeded in setting that up and came back again. I am never married to my location. I am only married to what I want to do in life, wherever it is. Even today, while I am in a difficult phase of life, even today, if I am told to go to Antarctica, I am open. But what I need to do in Antarctica is something that I should love doing it. If that coincides, rest all parameters are of no importance. There are so many jobs which I did was so many kilometers away because I couldn't afford a house near the office, and the area where I afforded a house was way beyond. In 2004, I was working with Tata's. My office was in Kalyani Nagar and I used to stay in Dighi, Alandi. And my reporting time was 6 a.m. in the morning. So I didn't have a two-wheeler also that time. I used to cycle to office. From Dighi to Alandi to Kalyani Nagar, traveling on a cycle early morning, that too when our reporting time is 6 a.m. in the morning. Not a single day have I ever cried and said that, oh God, what a difficulty. In fact, I told God, thank God, early morning while commuting to office, I do my workouts. What wonderful. It's workout and going to job all together. It's fun. Enjoy the cold morning weathers of Pune. Wow. If you find trouble, if you have an eye lens to find trouble, you will find trouble everywhere. You will find trouble in your parents, you will find trouble in your siblings, you will find trouble in your education system, you will find trouble in everything and anything. But if you have a lens to find positive, you will find positive in everything. It's up to you. Correct? I hope I have given my 2 cents to you, the way I look at life, and I would want you to capitalize on this, whatever little that you take away. And if you need my help in any aspect of your life, to have some clarity, to decide on goals, but only if you are determined to do something, I will take up your case and build your career and life. I take that social responsibility on my shoulder to build as many lives as I can in the walk of life, because this life that I got is a bonus that God has given me. I would have already lost life in 2018. So whatever number of days, years and months or minutes that I survive or breathe here on is not for me, it's for others. And I dedicate to all the students of India or globe across. Whatever I can do for them is for them. I want to capitalize on that, and if I would be of some help to all of you or some of you, I would be thankful to God that I would have made some portion of the time that He has given to me in addition to what I should have been got. That's all from my end for today. Any questions from your end, I'm open to share my thoughts. Yes.
Good morning, sir. My name is Varshit Pandya from Rajkot, Gujarat. Sir, I have a question that how to make efficient planning, because let's say if I set 2 hours at night into 10 for my reading any books, okay, and suddenly I get one assignment which I have to perform tomorrow, so I have to focus on my assignment. So what about the planning, sir? Planning will fail, sir.
Wonderful. What's your good name?
Varshit Pandya.
વર્ષિત પંડ્યા. વર્ષિતભાઈ, આ જીવનમાં બધું એવું થવાનું છે. આ જિંદગીમાં જેટલો આપણે પ્લાન કરશું એટલી એવી રીતે ચાલશે જ નહીં. ભગવાનની પ્લાનિંગ વિચિત્ર છે, આપણી પ્લાનિંગ વિચિત્ર છે. આ બંને વિચિત્ર પ્લાનિંગને મેળવીને ચિત્ર બનાવવાનું એ જ આપણું કામ છે.
બટ સર કેવી રીતે?
એક્ઝેક્ટલી. સી, આઈ વિલ ટેલ યુ, આ જીવનમાં 2 વસ્તુ બહુ ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ છે. પહેલી વસ્તુ, કયો ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ વસ્તુ છે ને કયો અર્જન્ટ છે. 2 keywords, what is important and what is urgent, you know. And what is third category? Important and urgent both. So there are, in time planning, you know, in planning, time management, books of time management, there are 3 keywords. Label each task of your life in by 3 words, 3 categories. One is important but not urgent, but it is very important. Like fitness, you know, you have to be fit is important but not urgent. आज का आज fit नहीं होने का है, you know, it's important. Correct? Second is urgent, you know, but not very important. मतलब urgently I have to submit a report, आज टीचर ने कुछ मांगा है, but it is not going to play a very vital role in my academic scores. But I have to adhere to the discipline of the college, so it is urgent. કાલના કાલે આ સબમિશન કરવું જ છે અને કાલે કરવું છે. કંઈ પણ પરિસ્થિતિ એનો મારો CGPA સ્કોર કાં તો ક્રેડિટ સ્કોર્સમાં કંઈ ઇમ્પ્રુવમેન્ટ નહીં થવાનું, કદાચિત એવું થાય તો, so that is urgent but not important. Why it is urgent? Because your previous planning was not well, that's why this is urgent. If your previous planning was there, urgency की लेवल धीरे धीरे कम हो जाएगी अगर आपका previous planning अच्छा होगा तो. अगर previous planning poor है तो urgent, बहुत बार urgent चीज़ आएगी. Every unimportant urgent things derail you from your goals. So for that a proper planning is required. Correct? So but still, whenever જ્યારે જાગો ત્યારે સવેરા એમ, બરાબર ને? તો સવેર તમે આજથી જાગા થયો છો તો હવે જે અર્જન્ટ કામ છે એ પહેલાં પતાવી નાખો. Correct? So you need to attend those urgent things now. Close that chapters. Correct? Third category is important and urgent. That is the first priority. So giving priorities to your task is the key element of time management. Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yes, any other questions?
So,
Yes.
as you are an HR, I would like to ask you this question. Like, we have an interview for 15 to 20 minutes. So, how do you decide whether a candidate has logical reasoning part in him just in an interview of 20 minutes, and what are his goal priorities? We can frame answers as we want for impressing or whatever we can say in an interview, but how do you determine the real self in that interview?
See, every interviewer has a different ideology. Every interviewer has a different school of thought. There is no standard formula for the evaluation metrics, But, for example, let's say your parents, your father has a hardwiring belief system which says that hard work is equal to success. And let's say if your father is in the panelist of an interview, he will check in those 20 minutes whether are you a hard worker or not. If you are a hard worker, you are a select candidate, correct? So every interviewer has a belief system. And based on that belief system, he will check your credentials, and if your credentials fits his belief system, you will get it. This is the fundamental principle. Now, from a student perspective, what you need to do, most of the people when they go for an interview, remember very important piece of information, all those who are key for a job, please listen to this aspect very carefully. Remember, interview is a process where the organization selects you, correct, no? Am I right? If you get an offer letter, which means the panelists have liked you and the organization wants to hire you. Am I right? But as a candidate, you also have a choice to select the organization. Unfortunately, in India, people don't understand their value system, whether I want to join this organization or not. They join whatever lucrative offer that they get, they join. अगर आपके हाथ में 3 ऑफर, एक 8 लाख का, एक 10 लाख का और एक 12 लाख का, तो आप 12 लाख का ऑफर ज्वाइन कर लोगे. Because for you, what is the most important value system is money. I am surprised to say that this is a wrong parameter to judge an organization. Am I right? So remember, friends, when you give an interview, remember this is a two-way process, not a one-way process. When you get married, it is a two-way process. Your groom also should like you, and he should also like you, and you should also like him. It's not a one-way process. Similarly, when you join an organization, you are also getting married to a job role and an organization. Even when the organization gives you an offer letter, you need to choose whether I need to join this or not. And you need to do a thorough research. Whether what is the organization all about, what is the review, who is my reporting manager, go to his LinkedIn profile, look at social media, gather a lot of information and check whether culturally the organization culture and your culture fits into it or not. If yes, then please go for it. Correct? Exercise that thoroughly well. Also, when you go for an interview, identify the panelists. Ask the recruiter who is going to be the panelist, who is going to take my interview. This is your birthright, but no one asks that. Sir, interview है ठीक है. कौन interview लेने वाला है मालूम नहीं है. How can you reach to a place when you don't know who is going to take an interview? If suppose you get a name, let's say you get Mr. Mateti is going to take an interview. You do a research on what is Mr. Mateti, correct? Understand what is his principles of life and prepare your own questions, FAQs, and try to answer. Do a thorough homework and then go. I'm sure you'll score a better mark. Correct? Done. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Good morning, sir. My name is Poonam Wagmare. So my question. Sorry.
किती वाघ मारलेत?
एकही नाही.
एकही नाही. तर मारायचं आपल्याला.
Endangered.
Yes, बोला.
So, sir, my question would be regarding life goals and specificity. So, like you, I am also often asked why HR. So, they say that if you don't know what you want in life, first figure out what you don't want.
Correct.
So, my answer usually begins with why not marketing, why not finance, and why recruitment and selection in HR. So, sir, do you think this is the right approach?
तर पहिलं नाव कुठलं आहे?
Poonam.
पूनम. ओके. चांगला प्रश्न आहे. Nice question, Poonam. See, there is no right and wrong in life, first of all. It's a perspective, correct? Now, your perspective is why not? I always believe that my logical reasoning is logical reasoning because from my perspective. I don't know whether the audience will like it or not. Correct, no? Am I right? But I should, whatever logical reasoning that I provide for any question, At least the first customer is I, my own self. I am convinced that my logical reasoning is good, great enough, more than enough. So if you're convinced with your answer, you don't worry about the audience. But you should be thoroughly convinced about it. So if you ask that question to me, sir, why did you take up HR and why are you still in HR? My simple answer is that I realized when I was in 9th standard that I am born to be a trainer in life. I was fascinated training people. And that is what I loved when I was in 9th standard, and I love even today, and probably I love the entire life. So my passion towards training is from this time when I was in 9th standard, and that passion became my profession, and that passion became my fun, and that is the road that I'm on to from 9th standard till date. So I love training people, molding people, and in my journey of training, I realized I gathered some more knowledge, whether it is payroll, whether it is compliance, different aspects of HR, and finally came up to a generalist role at the end of my career, you know. But at the end, my whole objective of life was to shape people's life. And I thought that I didn't know HR was the domain that will give me a platform to shape people's life. I only knew that I wanted to shape people's life. And then virtually while doing so, gradually while doing so, I landed into HR, and this became my journey. So if I would answer today, looking back at my life, as if I was aware of something, no, I was not aware of something like that. But if I want to give a conscious answer today, I'll say that HR is a platform which connects me to human capital, and human capital is something which runs businesses, every aspect of life. And if I'm in charge of human capital, and if I can shape human capital better, I can shape the globe better. So that is a small little contribution that I want to do in the business fraternity through human capital is what my answer would be. I hope I have given you some answer.
Yes, sir. I have two more questions.
Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. So, I came from an interview last Thursday, this Thursday itself.
Okay.
And when I said that I want to I want like to begin my career with recruitment and selection, the interviewer told me that, don't you know that it's a very low profile job? Like, nobody wants to be in recruitment and selection. So, of course, I had no choice but to defend my choice. So I thought I guess it's the most important job, because you are bringing a resource into the organization, and that is going to contribute further. So how could it be a low profile job? So although I tried finding that answer on Google and every resource that was available, now that you're here, I would like to hear from you.
But whatever research you did, was it convincing?
For me, sir, it was.
It was. So
Yes.
you're convinced already.
Yes.
Then why do you need an answer?
Because I think, sir, that
There's something more to it.
yes.
Good. Thank you so much for being honest. Okay. See, I'll tell you, I second your thought. I always believe that recruitment and selection is one of the most important aspect of HR. One of the most important aspect. I did all my life, and probably I'll do the remaining part of my life also. The reason being is, you know what is the most important success mantra for any professional? The great success mantra is building relationships. If you build great relationships across, you will be successful, whichever domain you are into. And recruitment and selection gives you a niche skill of identifying the right people. A father does put his entire wisdom to task when he selects a groom for his daughter. Am I right? In HR language, let me tell what a father does. A father does a background verification. Am I right? Correct? He also does a reference check. Am I right? He also checks his profile. He also checks what his social status is. He also checks what his community does. He also authenticates his mark sheets. He also authenticates his KRAs and everything. So he does everything that a recruitment and selection team does. Then only he inducts the new son-in-law into the family. The reason why he inducts the new son-in-law into the family, because he wants the pride of the family to be intact by bringing in this new son-in-law in the family, and he should display similar value system, cultural value system that his family and his daughter has inculcated. So if his daughter's value system and his son-in-law's value system matches, then it's going to be a successful marriage. If the value system differs, then there possibly would be a collapse. He understands this value system great, but to understand this value system, he has spent his entire life. Recruitment and selection gives you this wisdom far early in your life. That's why it is of paramount importance. We build organizations by bringing in the right people. It is not the machinery or the assets or the business, the revenue that is roped in to do business or the capital investment. No. It is the people who are the biggest asset, and these people can turn a tsunami or a pandemic into a wonderful situation. So the real capital is human capital, and the one who builds this human capital is HR. That's why recruitment and selection is very important and very key skill set. If you do great job in recruitment and selection, you will also induct wonderful great people in your life also together. That is applicable to your personal life as well, and that is the success mantra for life. What else do you want? Your profession teaches you your success mantra for your own life as well. That's 2 in 1, correct? That's why it's a wonderful job.
Absolutely, sir.
Bingo.
And my last question would be some of my batchmates, they give very precise answers about their life goals, the kind of industry they would like to work in. But I would agree to disagree with them.
Great.
That, I feel that in initial years of your career, you should be like a worm and you should get into everything and learn. So I feel that right when I'm in the stepping stone of my career, I should probably get a taste of every industry, be it IT, FMCG, automobile. So
I'll again say, Poonam, there is nothing called right and wrong in industry. It's a school of thought, correct? Am I right? So if someone who has identified his passion and profession and wants to work in that direction, he is one notch above someone who is experimenting, for sure. Correct? But someone who still has not identified, let's say you go to a restaurant and you really don't know whether you want to eat a pav bhaji or a tandoori roti or a chicken, what you want to, you're not sure about what you want to eat, then you would go through the menu or look into the people's dishes around and then finally ad hoc take a call and order something. If your luck is good, whatever you ordered comes good, then it's a master stroke. Master stroke not by competence but by luck. Correct? But if the luck does not favor you and whatever you ordered comes to be a bad taste, then you would then now worry about why didn't I go methodologically about what I like and then, ordered something which was naturally, I know about this taste. Correct? It's like people who go to US also eat khakra rather than ordering some US dish because they are sure that this khakra would taste the same whether in US or in India. It is the same thing and I'm at least sure that this is safe. They are confident about it. Am I right? So there is something called ability to be sure about and there's something called ability to explore. If you are open to take a little plus minus while you are exploring, then that is the road that you should go. But if you are not that, flexible to adjust, then probably that is not the road. Based on your behavioral traits in life, you need to choose the road that you want to go. But yes, exploring is nothing but what I call is research. You do a lot of research by exploring. But if you are meek or weak in taking a little setbacks, then that is sure, then going by the khakra route is better. Correct? But if you are gutsy enough to explore flips and little salty or sweet and sour or whatever, then exploring is a great road. Looking at you, whatever little I understood by now, I understand that you have that courage to explore and that is the right road for you, for sure.
thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Any more questions? Please.
Good morning, sir. My name is Komal Tiwari and I am from Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh.
Your good name?
Komal
Komal
Tiwari.
Tiwari, yes.
And my question is, what are the changes you could feel that we should inculcate in us to become corporate ready, apart from planning and research?
Okay. What are the skill set that you need to inculcate in yourself to be corporate
From
ready?
now, yes, from now onwards,
now.
we should focus on.
So basically what you need to do, is this what your question is?
Yes.
Great. Okay. Komal's first important input to everybody here is whenever you tell your name, pause, and clearly tell your name, because your name is a brand ambassador that you're working for. So whenever you tell your names, take a pause and say, my name is Sudhir Mateti. Extremely clear. You should not rush through your name, because this is going to be a brand name sometime later. Am I right?
For sure.
Correct? So next time whenever you tell your name, no one should ever ask you, please go again. No. One time, loud and clear. Done?
Yes,
Done.
sir.
Great, Komal. Second important question is that she shot at me is, what should we do to be corporate ready? So pre-pandemic time it was different, and post-pandemic it absolutely different. So let me, in most of my employability skills lecture, what commonly I say with my research and findings, I'll share it here. Okay? Now, first most important, I expect, or the industry expects, the students to be little digital savvy. You know, all of you are digital savvy, but for infotainment and entertainment. But you have not capitalized on your tools for right purpose. Let me give some examples for you to understand what I'm trying to say. When WhatsApp came into this industry, I was the first one who was using WhatsApp for seminars called as WhatsAppinar. I conducted seminars and conferences using WhatsApp. You know, when pandemic was hit, the digital media, Zoom and GoToMeet and everything suddenly flourished. We became the India as a nation digitally explode exponentially than those donkey years which took so many slow miles to, you know. So it required a pandemic for us to digitally become technology savvy. Why did we require that? Correct? So now my expectation or the industry expectation from students is your Insta, your Twitter, your social media handles, you know, you should be, all of you should be, whether you're in HR, sales, marketing, finance, whatever, you should be a great social media expert. You should be. You should be a brand ambassador of what you are doing. In the corporate world, industry, you should be visible. Visible not by physically, but by social media presence. So I want everybody to be digitally savvy, which is the need of the hour, number one. Number two, always, not the pre-pandemic and post-pandemic, communication stands a key role. Most of us are excellent in communication is what we think. My employee force in Central is around 700 people, and in 700 people, I doubt 10% of the people can write well. I doubt. Which means that 90% of the people don't know to draft a good mail. Their writing skills are extremely poor. Extremely poor. So if your writing skills are poor, if you cannot draft a good mail, which means that you will not be able to draft your performance report at the end of the year and give it to your manager. And you, even if you have done a fantabulous job, your performance report will not showcase that you have done a fantabulous job. So which means the ground reality in Japanese Genba, Genba means the ground, the area where you work is Genba. At the Genba the output is different, in the presentation the output is different. So if you are able to learn these fantabulous presentation skills of drafting and creating your own content of what you did in a magnanimous fashion, bingo, you're dot on. But please never do this. You did 25% and showcase 100%. No, please don't over hype your work. Please make it factual, you know, important. Third important skill is data point. Data analytics is the key skills these days. So all of you should have your data points, facts and figures ready on your Excel sheets or in your, you know, look at the, whenever you work on a difficult case, you have to collect first all facts and figures. Put those data points on table. Go to the different case studies. Understand what are the factual data points that you have. Correlate these data points. So digital savvy, presentation skills, writing ability, data point, data analytics. These are the key areas which will stand you out and make you prepared for the next role. If you are good at these things, I am sure that sooner or later you will shine and you will fit into this post-pandemic era where most of the things are digital. I hope I've answered your question.
Yes. And sir, my second question is,
Yes.
as you said that every HR is of different mindset. So according to you, Mr. Mateti, only if I'm talking about Mr. Mateti.
Yes.
So what is your viewpoint? Like what you see in a candidate like fresher, as we are all fresher here. So what you see in us?
Okay. What I see in you, rather than I would answer what I would like to see in you.
Sir, I'm asking about like if you are more focusing on domain knowledge or the person's personality as in a fresher's point of view.
Okay. Let me ask you a few questions to answer your question. Okay.
Okay, sir.
What would your resume generally have? Contents.
Okay, so sir, my personal skills, professional
Like?
skills. Personal skills like my interpersonal skill, like I'm friendly, and my professional skills like
Which interpersonal skill? Mention one example.
so interpersonal skill like I gel up with everyone, like I interact a lot.
Okay, great. One. Okay.
And
Then
my professional skill like some of the people mention in their CVs like Excel, PowerPoint,
no.
all
Now
these
we are
things.
talking about Komal Tiwari. So please be specific about what will be your content of your resume.
Okay, so my professional skill like leadership and time management.
Okay, great.
And as I have a little work experience of 8 months in a BPO sector, so I've mentioned that thing also.
Okay. What
My
else?
contact number, my objective,
Okay.
my email,
Okay.
and the award and recognition or certification which I have received.
Education.
And
certifications.
education, yes.
Okay. So what does this information tell me?
What kind of person I am, how much serious I am.
No, it doesn't tell me anything about your person.
Sir, if I talk about the education sector, if you see the marks
It
of a
tells me about
content.
your education qualification. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
What is the meaning of the precise meaning of the term qualification?
How much qualified I am for fit for that
What
job.
do you mean by qualified? Being qualified means what?
Fit for that job.
No. Being qualified does not mean that you're fit for the job. 90% of the qualified people are not fit for the job. No. Let's say, what's your good name? Wasim. Wasim, you're doing masters in which domain? Marketing. Let's say Wasim completed his masters in marketing. Does it mean that Wasim knows a lot of, is super duper good in marketing?
No, sir.
Does he mean that he is competent for a marketing job? Not directly, yes. Am I right or wrong? So, qualification does not tell capability. Capability is different and qualification is different. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Correct, no? Do you understand clearly? So, your qualification only tells me that Komal Tiwari has studied what? Her CGPA scores or percentile of mark that she got scored tells me that how studious she was. That again does not tell me that what quantum of knowledge she got from this education. That really does not tell me. What will tell me your quantum of knowledge is when I ask you relevant subject questions. If you answer well in those subject questions, I will understand your detailed basic knowledge is good. Otherwise, I will not understand. Correct, no? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Correct? So, your qualification only tells me that which is the direction of your knowledge, whether it is marketing, finance, HR, sales, whatever. Correct? So, it really does not tell me any competence or capability element. Am I making sense or no?
Yes, sir.
Correct, no? Correct. Plus, your personal details, phone number, whatever, it has no meaning to me. Correct? Because I don't search location specific candidates. You know? Correct? That really doesn't matter. For me, even someone comes from China, Japan also, if he's wanting to do my job, he's fit to do my job, he's capable to do my job, it's okay. Correct? So that really doesn't matter to me. So then what else is the information? Your interpersonal skills that you're mentioning. Your interpersonal skills that you have mentioned is according to you. Am I right? It is not according to the audience. Why are you smiling, gentlemen? Absolutely right. Yes. We all look from our perspective. We are not looking from the other's perspective. That's my $1 million point. Am I right? So in short, your resume gives me only one vital information, that is whether you have a gap in your education, yes or no. If no, then we means you are academically you succeeded without wasting a year. Am I right? Correct. Second information, it gives me your age, that you are young enough to work. Nothing beyond that. Correct. Now, what value does this information bring on table? Nothing. Correct. So, which means that your resume is a bad piece of paper. So, which also means that there's a lot to be done on this area. Correct. Second important question, that coming to the root point which you asked is, what should I be looking at? Sudhir Mateti looks at when he meets a fresher. When I meet a professional, my set of expectations are different. But when I meet a fresher, my expectation is different. Okay. So when I look at a profile, there are certain things which I read between the lines, which is not mentioned, but I understand. Let me tell you what I read between the lines. Okay. First, I understand that what is your family background, which means, are you from an armed forces background? Your father is from army, navy, or armed forces, or is your father a businessman, or is your father an employee, whatever. Why that is important to me, what your father is doing, is because that is what you have seen in your entire life. If Wasim's father is from armed forces, then I am damn sure that Wasim should be disciplined. Probability is high that he should be disciplined, because his father was disciplined. Am I right? High probability. So I can understand the hidden element that I am surely having a disciplined resource in front of my table. That is what. And that discipline will be displayed in that 20 minutes. All those documents, if organized well, the moment I ask anything, he gives me well. So that gets certified. That, because there are spoiled brats also, we really don't know. Correct? So, but principally, if your father is a businessman and if he is doing business in the fabric or steel, whatever it is, that means that he has an acumen of profit and loss acumen is very high. For Mr. Pandya, takono hisab khabar chene, so he understands the percentage element very well. So which means that your ability, commercial application should be strong, logically, because your father is in business. Correct? So I will shoot certain questions which will test your commercial element. If your commercial element is strong, which means that you are absorbed well from your parents. If your parents' skill set, what I shoot at you, does not match. Let's say his father is in armed forces and is not disciplined. Let's say your father is a businessman and you don't have commercial application. What I understand is that you don't have a great relationship with your parents. Which means that you had a disturbed childhood. Which means that your things could be array. These are all read between the lines. What do you feel listening to this much part of the story?
From small information, you can judge me or you can certify me in
Various bases. Am I right? Correct? So for the job role that I am taking, let's say I am taking a job role where a lot of commercial application is there. And if your father is a businessman and if you have great commercial acumen, or your father was an employee, you come from a lower strata of life and you took on the family responsibilities early on and you managed too many things at a time. So, which means that you have that commercial acumen, your life has given you that opportunity and you grab that opportunity with both hands and build those. Correct? If I see that acumen, then I understand that she is the one who can swim in difficult waters and I want to hire this attitude, not this resource. And I hire that attitude. So what I look at is different people as a fresher is, what do their parents have and do the children have the same attributes? Number one. Number two, whatever attribute this child has, does these attributes match the role that I am looking at? If they match, then it's a perfect jigsaw. Last but not the least, is he a man who would, a never die attitude? Does he have that or not? Does he have basic fitness in communications or not? If all these things are yes, I have till date never looked at the CGPA score in my life. I have never looked at which institute he graduated from. I have never looked at what he has done. Yes, for sure, 4 questions from the last project that you did, and what is your contribution in that project. I will ask such minute detail that in 30 seconds I will get to know whether it was your project or it was copied project. And the moment I realize that it was a copied project, it is a straight no, the candidate walks off and never gets a call from me. And if you have done a thorough detailed job in that project, I salute that minute eye to detail and a real hard work, and he should be on board in next moment. That's all I believe.
Thank you, sir.
I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, sir, very clearly.
Thank you so much. Any other questions from the audience? Yes.
I have recently worked with Paytm. So
Paytm.
yes, sir.
Okay.
So can you give me an example, like what kind of questions would you like to ask for the Paytm that I've worked?
These questions should be for what? What is the objective of asking these questions?
So I'm just trying to know that what do you figure out while asking for any internship or life project? Wondering about it.
I am still not able to derive what you want me to ask. What type of question and what is the objective of that?
What I did in Paytm was I made referrals, I made strategies and goals for them, and I brought a lot of people on board for Paytm.
Okay.
This was the entire work.
No. So you want me to ask questions about what you are doing or
Yes.
what?
If I said you that I have already worked in Paytm in an interview and you are my interviewer, so then what you will ask?
So Nidhi, correct? Yes, sir. So Nidhi, your question is, your last organization is Paytm, and now what set of questions I would ask you? For this, I need two more information from you before I shoot my questions. One is, what role have you applied for?
So it was a live project.
No.
No, it was not.
The job that you are applied for in my organization, what is that job role?
Sales manager.
Sales manager. Okay, great. So for a sales manager, whether you come from Paytm or wherever, a common sales role, correct? My fundamental question is, what makes you good at sales? What is that element in you that you feel that you're good at sales? Please answer.
Communication skills and negotiation skills.
Okay, great. There are millions of roles that you can do with these two skills. Why sales?
So because I think that I have good communication skill, and sales is more important about establishing relationships with the customer and clients, and supposedly I do it very well. I build relationships with trust.
Very sad answer. Surprisingly, I gave her a negative feedback and she's smiling. Isn't it? Generally, people cry with a negative feedback. Correct? Am I right? वसीम मी आप बहुत मुस्कुरा रहे हैं. किस बात से मुस्कुरा रहे हैं? Please ask, no. दो ना, मौका दो ना. I could gauge his expression positively. Very nice. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam, sir.
बोलिए.
Sir, my name is Sheikh Wasim Ahmed. Now I'm applying for a management trainee position in your company, that is Sintel. Now, if you ask, if you're sticking to a topic, now I'm doing a project on returns policy of Amazon and e-commerce in general, which is bringing a refurbished sector in India. So, what are the questions you would ask me and expect from me during my
For the
interview?
sales position, no?
No, for the management trainee.
Management trainee, which domain?
Management trainee in marketing.
Marketing or sales?
Marketing. Not
Marketing.
sales.
No problem. Do you get that all my questions are very specific? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Do you get now? You please remember, your name should not be Komal Tiwari or Nidhi Jaiswal or Wasim Sheikh, correct?
Sheikh Wasim Ahmed.
Sheikh Wasim Ahmed. No, people should tell that you are Mr. Y and Miss Y. For everything you should have a Y question. My mother got fed up of my Y's. And my mechanics get fed up of my Y's. My professors, everybody around me get fed up of my Y's. And I like when they're fed up. Because they educate me more. Correct, no? Am I right?
Sir.
So please ask these whys to everybody. So many whys will make you a wise person. Correct? So yes, my question for a management trainee, marketing.
Yes, sir.
Correct. So now remember, whether it is sales or whether it is marketing, my fundamental question for everybody is that why are you choosing that domain and why do you think that you will value add to that domain? My fundamental question. What makes you, if she said that I have great communications and I love convincing people, am I right? So she has great communication skills is required in every job, am I right? She's good at convincing people. These are two generic skills which are required in every job. In HR also, she needs to convince candidates to join. Am I right? Without that, candidates will not join. For him in marketing also, he needs to convince his marketing prepositions to the management to spend that marketing budget. Correct?
Yes,
Otherwise, they will not spend. Am I right? So these are generic skills. You are entering into a specific domain with generic skill does not match. With a specific domain, you have to have specific skills, not generic skills. Correct? So unless you tell specific skills, how will I come to know that you are going to be good at that? You know? I'm so sorry, madam. Give it to me. I'll put it on a off mode. The phone is more of a nuisance than advantage. I'm so sorry. Really sorry. This is a non-stop call center. Yep. I hope my answers are making some sense to you.
Yes, sir.
Correct? Number one. Number two, if you have got great convincing skills, let me ask you two questions to her, then two questions to you. Okay?
Sure, sir.
My voice is audible? Even yes, in the mic? Yes, yes. Don't worry. That will break off again. Yeah. So, if you have great convincing skills and if you believe that you have great convincing skills, okay? Tell me one difficult decision that you took which your parents were against and you were successfully convinced.
So I was from till 10th I had maths and science, and after that I did humanities and then BA English honors.
Okay.
Then suddenly I woke up and went to I was doing research, but then I went to my parents and said I want to trip just away. I want to go in corporate world. I have a family business, I have to do that. And I said I want to be a part of corporate. So practically this was impossible for them to believe at that time.
So you convinced them to go into this domain and they agreed to it.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me what steps did you take to make this happen?
So when I went to them, it was like
One photo. You know the school. She's your best friend.
she's a Rumi.
Okay. Great. Very nice. Got my lens. Yes, please.
Okay, so when I met them, it
But
was
I didn't like it. The best friend is the better type.
quite
So she was specific. She was my roommate, not my best friend.
Exactly. Very well said. I'm happy that some students are meeting you. Very nice. The absorption rate is very nice here. Very good. Yes.
okay. So when I thought of this, then I went to my father and my grandfather, both of them. I said, पापा रात को नहीं हो रहा मुझे इंग्लिश ऑनर्स मुझे ऐसा कुछ करना है
Pass. You have good convincing skills. Select them.
How?
How did I conclude this? Because you went to the key decision maker stage. You didn't went top bottom. You went to the top stage, not on the bottom. Correct? That is the first fundamental rule in sales, that when you want to click an order, understand who is the decision maker and whack your head with them, not with that. First fundamental of sales. Will you go to sales this? Good. You really have good convincing skills. Point taken. Point blank. Yes. Now coming to you, Wasim ji.
Yes, sir.
आपको कौन से रोल में जाना था?
Management training.
और
Marketing.
मार्केटिंग। मुझे ये जानना है आपसे कि आपको मार्केटिंग के कुछ बेसिक चार्जर जो थोड़ा बहुत मुझे मालूम है, जैसे गूगल एडवर्ड्स मालूम है आपको?
जी सर.
क्या होता है?
So Google AdWords मतलब it's like a SEO that brings your the search engine optimization.
Okay.
So it brings your brand and your company more to the eyesight of people for what they're looking for. It brings your services to their needs.
Okay. What is zero down marketing?
I have no idea, sir.
You have no idea.
No, sir.
Is it good to say I have no idea in an interview or bad to say I have no idea in an interview?
Bad, sir.
I think it's sometimes good because as a human you could not know everything, but yeah, you could have said it in a different way.
Yeah.
In this moment I
What's your
don't.
good name?
So my name is Tushar Pandra.
Tushar Panjwani. You're Sindhi?
Yes, sir. But that's not my identity.
That's not my
Identity.
It's okay. let me tell you, it's always good to be honest. There is no ifs and buts about it. Why I asked him whether he's Hindi or not, he said, you know why? Because he spoke from both ears. You know, ऐसा करना भी ठीक है, वैसा करना भी ठीक है. You should have one fixed road opinion. When you opinionate, remember, so वो करेगा तो भी ठीक है, ये करेगा तो भी ठीक है, your opinion loses its value. Am I right? You should stick to one opinion and with justification of why you think that is logically. In a Y junction, you know, you have to choose one road and that has to be meritorious and logical. Correct? Yes.
So I clearly stated that as a human you could not know anything. You should have said, I don't know, but the choice of words should be different of saying no. That was the specific line.
You preferred honesty, but with a little twist. It's okay. Don't worry. I didn't criticize you by any chance. Okay, by no means. But what I'm trying to say is, most importantly, if you don't know the answer, it's okay. I'll tell you what is zero-dollar marketing. Zero-dollar marketing is, let's say you Google today about an Audi car. Okay? And next time, wherever you go, you see ads of cars. Whether you go to Facebook, whether you go to Twitter, whether you go to Insta, whether you go wherever. So, there is a mechanism in digital marketing where they identify every user what they are searching for, and based on that, it bombards you with the similar products wherever you go. That is called zero-dollar marketing. Means they understand the target audience, and they, let's say today you type Nike shoes, sports shoes, and for next 15 days, wherever you go on internet, you will find ads of shoes.
Sir, I have a live example, sir. I was looking for B schools and I'm still getting bombarded by those advertisements.
Exactly. So that's called zero-dollar marketing. So remember, the flip side is also there. Whatever you browse, the world knows about it. You know, it's not hidden. The technology is far more ahead than what you think. You know? So, if you understand these modern concepts of marketing a little bit, not into detail, if zero-dollar marketing, or how to hit a prospective customer's mind with your product, how to reach them, you know, probably you will score a job.
Thank you, sir.
I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, sir, you did.
Thank you. I must appreciate Vasimji, आपने बहुत अच्छी तहजीब है. God bless you. Yes.
Sir, I am Rashi Mudholkar and Rashi Mudholkar.
Surname again?
Mudholkar.
Okay. Yes. Please tell me.
So my question is that, well, at interviews there's a common question, why MBA? And for me specifically, why MBA after studying psychology? So what are some disappointing answers that you have got over the years?
Okay. The disappointing answers could be huge. So I don't know how many I can tell in such a short time. But most common answers people tell is that I did because my best friend did that. Second common answer is that I wanted to pursue further education and I got an interview call and I got a natural admission, so I took up this. Third is that, so everybody is doing MBA these days, so I also thought I should do that. The fifth answer, that common answers that people give is that, sir, I thought I should educate few more years. And that's why I chose to do an MBA. And last is that, sir, after playing like it, कोई कीमत ही नहीं है. इसको पढ़ना चाहिए, नहीं तो मास्टर्स कर लिया. These are the common answers that I get. Thank you. Any other questions? Yes. Anybody else? Done? Okay. Last question from my end. I want short answer. I don't want big answer. All those who are ready with an answer can raise your hand and answer. Okay? After this session, right from this moment onward to the rest of your life, what is that important change that you are going to make in your life? after this session, right from this moment, for the next portion of your life, what is that important little change that you're going to make in your life? If you have a ready answer, and that could be a short answer, I would want you to say. Yes, Mrs. Bachman. Mrs. Bachman. Get up early at 5. Wow, great. Good. Anybody else?
So, be specific about goals and how you want to.
Absolutely right. Be specific. Yes. Planning is recording. Great. Yes.
Decision to be taken whether it's
Are important or not.
Very good. How to take a decision. That
Yes,
is
sir.
art of making a decision. Yes. And yes, I follow.
Sir, more clarity about my thoughts.
Very good. Very good.
specific work result.
Specific work result. Be ready to change. Prioritizing is an important task. Great. Yes, Komal, you raise your hand.
Capitalize your precious like time. And second learning, I just told you that starting of 4th grade, like I will be always worried if I'm not working. Start working.
Let's work and let's leave the worry for others. Am I right? Correct? Yes, last bill. Great.
Always be specific and ready to learn.
Absolutely. Always be specific and open to learn. A learning mind is a growing mind. A researching mind is a growing mind. An exploring mind is a growing mind. Anything which is static is going to scum. Anything which is static is going to become extinct. Anything which is continuous, dynamic is the key thing. Remember, change is constant. And that constant change is an important element of success. Pre-pandemic, the world was different. Post-pandemic, the world is different. And after fourth quadrant that is coming, again it is going to be different. The world is changing at a far more rapid pace than we are changing from inside. The problem is we are in our own world and the outside world is in their own world. So there are two different worlds and these two worlds do not coincide with each other. That's the problem. If we are able to manage our passion, profession and our fun in one line aligned, believe me, you are going to be successful. Love what you do what you love. If you do this, I am sure that sooner or later you will be a brand ambassador. Remember your name. Remember, not now, when I was in 9th standard, I always thought that whenever people talk about Sudhir Mateti, they should take this name with respect. And this name should one day become a brand name. And I survived, I lived, I breathed every minute to make that moment happen. Even today when I am speaking here, I am looking up at the sky and telling Mom, Mom, I hope you are happy. I hope you like my lecture. I hope you will bless me for doing this work. And I feel happy and blessed when I see a smile in the cloud. And I feel overwhelmed, and that's the passion and the precious emotions that I carry forward each day. Thank you all. Shabbat khair. Good day. Have a wonderful night. I would be very glad if someone takes 2-3 minutes to share some feedback. Instant feedback from anybody. I will be happy.
So may I?
Please, anybody. The dais is yours. I have 5-6 minutes.
So the
Is
guys
what I
will say-
believe.
Hello. Firstly, sir, from the start, when it started, numerous guest lectures come, they leave. Their words like sparkle the fire in us, but they are like, they wake. I'm talking about specifically in me. But when I was small, whenever my mom told me, whenever you want to like keen interest on one thing, just hear that thing and pinch yourself so that you remember. It started from being specific, but planning as a logical thinker. It was a good thing, like I have to be there at, like I have to eat my lunch. Before that I'll be like planning, okay, I don't have to drink a lot of water, otherwise I won't be able to eat a lot. That's the basic thing which I got. Worry less, work more. Result, it was only about being clear, thinking what you need, not overthinking. Just work, let the action shows and let other be the result, not me myself. Like my resume is just a result for me. It is of no value unless the value have been appreciated by others. And last but not the least, when you said like when you see an interview, it's all about the attitude, whether the words which he is saying are those being really reflected in his or her personality, or those are just merely a words. That's all, sir. And sir, I really like one thing, like most of us, like we recognize like our fathers, everything, but really a man saying like looking up, recalling her mom every time, that's the thing like touched me. Thank you, sir.
Yes, anybody else who want to, very eager to share?
So,
Please don't share what content I told because I know. Tell me how you felt. You can take the dais, you can stand, whatever your choice.
So first thing first, when I sat here and I asked my batchmate when is the guest speaker arriving, he said 9:40, and I said it's already 9:40. By the time I said it, you had already arrived at the door. So that was the first thing which I noticed. Key takeaway: be punctual, not just for your interviews or anything, but day-to-day life. Second thing which I noticed was there was no PPT today. Not even a single slide. So we did not require a PPT or a visual aid to grab our attention. You already had it. There was a great flow in your conversation, and I guess you addressed most of our doubts and most of our questions. So I guess this would be my second takeaway, that knowledge is more important, and once you have it, you don't need a PPT. Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful session.
So one more point which I want. So my name is Harshit Mishra. Yes, sir. One more point that I want to add. As you said, as you told your story. So what I learned from that is, you have to have a goal in your life. Once you have a goal in your life, death is far away from you. And death is just a word once you have a goal. Thank you, sir.
Earlier during the session, you said that breakup due to a toothache. Why did you specifically say that? That was very specific of you to say that. Breakup due to a toothache. Yes, sir.
How we take those challenges is up to us. We can throw random things at you. You need to take it.
So to be honest, there are two things I took from this session. One is that you are able to speak so many languages, and since I'm specializing in marketing, I'll be working in marketing, I want to be able to speak a lot of languages, that wherever I go, I know the language, the culture, I'm able to connect with people. And the second thing is your ability to use that little information and recognize what people are like, what are their value systems, like you said about someone who is the son of a army person, yeah, he's going to be disciplined. So I want to be able to make conclusions about people like that, really get to know them inside out.
Very simple. Take my number from madam, and whatever learning that you want to have, if I have little confidence, I share that with you, and it's very easy. It's over a period of time that I have worked that I for me it's easy. And if I give those trade secrets to you, you will also build up. It's easy. Knowledge is transferable, and these days the technology is fast, so we can do that. Yes, I remember few names now. Komal Tiwari, Devan Sheikh, V.T. Jaiswal, correct?
Sir, I have just a smallest feedback for you.
Yes.
Like you have an I personality, impressive, impactful, and interactive.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I would like to add one more thing. The best thing I like about it was you want to live for others and not yourself, which makes a difference. Even a slightest difference, but still that makes a difference. You are shaping our lives. Thank you. But that slightest thing can change someone's life.
I hope that this makes a difference. I don't know.
It
Only
will.
if you work well, it will make a difference.
Surely it will
It's
make.
in your hands, correct? No?
Thank you, sir.
So, thank you friends. It's time for me to rush now. I have an appointment at 1:10 and I choose to be on time. So, let me rush there and be there on time. But it was such a pleasant experience sharing my thoughts with you all. I am blessed to have this opportunity to be here. Last time when I came to this college was in 2010. I remember when I met Madam, I told her the first thing that I came to this college, you can Google Sudhir Mateti IIEBM 2010, or you can look at the 2010 placement brochure, you will find my name. And my memory caught my attention. So I am thankful that I remember this organization well. I met my directors also, and I recollected the episode. So Madam immediately asked, sir, since last 10 years you are doing this? I said, not 10 years, over 15 years. So wonderful to be back to the school after 10 years, but I hope this journey continues. In this journey, wherever you get an opportunity to interact with me, feel free. I will not pick up the call because my call centers are always on. I am very quick to text to people, but please ping me only with a specific objective and only with some serious concerns of moving ahead in life. I want everybody genuinely moving ahead in life. I'm a life coach, motivational speaker, counselor, and so many other. I wear so many hats, and I do this for people who want to grow, who have a desire to rise above the level. I like abnormal people because they want to rise above. They should be above the normal. You can take my credentials from Madam, and you can get in touch with me only on WhatsApp. I will text you. And if I don't reply, don't worry. The reply will surely come. If I'm in meetings, if I'm in different board meetings, I reply late, but I surely reply every message that comes to me. There is not a single unread message in my phone or on my mail. I don't lightly can mark it as read. Never I do that. Correct? So you will surely get a reply, but your concerns should be genuine. Correct? Genuinely concerned about some positive things in life. If you are that, I am here for it. That's all from my end for all of you. Catch you sometime later in some other seminar, some other forum or wherever we meet. If life brings us together, we are together. If it doesn't bring us together, I wish you all the best and I hope you climb the ladder with some learning modes here and take these small little learning node nuggets and shape your life better. Remember, it's only you who are going to shape, and you are the brand ambassador of the family, of the institute, of the society, of the friends, and all those people who invest their valuable time and energy on you. You have a huge responsibility on your little shoulders and make these little shoulders strong enough to fulfill those responsibilities. That's all from my end. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Thank you. That's a vote of thanks. Come.
Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful and insightful session. It was full of knowledge and liveliness. I'm sure students would have learned a lot from your shared experiences and would have enjoyed the session to the core. Thank you, sir.